Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Eminence in Shadow Season 2 episode number 2 reaction. Right, the previous episode was beginning of Season 2 and we got introduced to quite a few characters. Obviously the episode was an episode where they didn't give a big introduction but kind of like briefly introduced us to these characters, and I'm guessing we're going to get to more about them as time goes on. So they are currently here in the lawless city. Claire has taken Sid over here, and because she wants Sid to learn from her, and so that in the future he can get a stable job and stuff. And Sid ends up meeting Mary, I think. Yeah, that was her name, a vampire hunter. And yeah, and like stuff happens, the ghoul starts attacking, and then we get to meet the people who are like in control of the lawless city. There's a few of them. One was Yukime, I think that was her name. Another one was I forgot his name, that dude. Something, I forgot his name. Anyways, that person. And then there was I think the vampires. And then there's also like the talk about like a certain vampire. I think her name was Elizabeth or something. She was going to come to life or something. A lot of things are happening. And in the end, Sid also saves like a person, from getting eaten by the zombie. Her name is also Mari. I think her name is Mari. Yeah. And the vampire hunter is Mary, and this is Mari. So that, and there was also the ending scene where we get to see, Claire and Mary starts working together and fighting the ghouls, and in the end we get to see that Shadow intervenes the battle between Yukime and the other guy. I forgot his name, whatever his name is. So yeah, a lot of things happened, and obviously Sid is Sid. So let's see what happens in the second episode. Let us begin. I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it to whichever is your preference, and let's get started. Right, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Whoa. Oh, this guy. He he became the vampire subordinate or something. White Devil, I think that was his name. Damn. Ooh. Damn. Oh, this dude. What was his name? I forgot his name. Juggernaut. Yep. Black Towers Tyrant. And then there's Yukime. Yukime. And then there's Sid, or Shadow, who's going to intervene now. Oh, I feel like Shadow's going to come down and he'll make a mistake of going against Shadow and he's going to get beaten up. Dawn of them. Whoa, what happened? Oh, he just leaves. Yo, he just wants to say the lines. The best. Hmm. And they just broke it. He just wants to attack. Oh god, I knew it. He's gonna make the biggest mistake of his life. He's gonna make a biggest mistake of his life. Oh my god. Here we go. Yeah. Your other hand is gone as well. Great. Good job. Oh my god. Yo. Okay. Yo, stop it, Shadow. Good god. The Haven. Demon. What the? Whoa. Wait, who? Who's. Oh, that's Claire and Mary. Okay. For a moment, I was like, who are these people? Oh my god. Yeah. Mm, yeah. Well, because she knows her. Wait, is that. Oh, Rose is here as well. I didn't. It makes sense. She's from the Shadow Garden now. Bunks. Blood sample. Better origin the person. Ah, okay, that makes sense. Hmm. Okay. Wait, is she also a vampire? Wait, no, wait a minute. Okay, interesting question. Hmm. Oh, Rose is like. Okay, I just forgot. Rose doesn't know that Shadow is Sid. Yeah. We need to keep that in mind. So for her, she's thinking that Sid is in danger. Hey, okay. A lot of secrets here and there. Okay, her number is 666. Okay, what's happening here? Whoa. Okay. Yeah. I was just saying, she a vampire who's a vampire hunter? That's what I think. She's a vampire hunter, I think. Haven. Yeah. Well, because she is also. Yeah. All right, fair enough. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah. Ooh. Juggernaut. Oh wow, that's crazy. Hmm. Yeah, I feel like he knows that we are here. Oh, god damn. Oh, whoa. The first person was those guys. Yeah, I think she's a vampire. Yep, she's a vampire. Yep, so she's a vampire who's a vampire hunter. Oh wow, wow. Whoa. Okay. Damn. Oh. Oh no. Ah! Shadows here. Oh yes. Oh my god. A double. She made two rotations. I. Okay. Yo, you're literally saying this. He's repeating the words that Mary told him. Yeah, you're a vampire. Hmm. And why is she hunting her own kind? Oh, it's a little flashback. Okay. More than a thousand. Oh my god. Whoa. They would vanish from the face of Earth. Hmm. Ah. Okay. Okay. I see. That makes sense. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense because she was. Ah. Oh. Wait, the voice. Hmm. Oh, so everyone went in frenzy, I'm guessing. Oh, Crimson gave her blood, and that's why everything went wrong from here. 3 days and 3 nights. Oh my god. Yeah. Ah. And now they're trying to bring her back again. That Crimson dude. Hmm. Oh my god. Yeah. Wait, that's the. No, she's not anymore. Like, Sid took care of it. That's why she's killing everyone. Yeah. Wait, what the? Wait, did Skell become a zombie? Hmm. Wow. Ah, Sid and his funds. Finally. How are you going to take all of these? Yeah, you didn't even realize that? What? Pan Pan Oh my god. Damn. Yeah. Yeah. Pan my slime with coins. Wow. Okay. Isn't that. Wait. Whoa! Oh my god! Just like that. Oh. While he was giving his grand speech, Sid, just. Okay, the disrespect. And while his back was turned towards him. Is this the ending? Hmm. Oh, they kind of did it similar to season 1 ending. Yeah. Oh my god, what the? Wait, who is this? Is this Zeta? No, no, this is the that other girl, I think. Okay, this thing. It's the I forgot the name. No. The, okay. Wow. He just. Right. Just just imagine, waiting thousands of years with this grand plan of bringing back Elizabeth, and and then a random Chuny isekai kid comes and just makes your whole plan goes in the wrong direction. Just imagine thousands of years. He has been planning, plotting, getting ready, and like everything is perfect now. Yes, finally, like Elizabeth will, like come back, and bam, in comes Sid, just throwing water in your face and just destroying your plan, just completely. A random, I don't know how old he is, like 18 or something like that. Sid, a random 18-year-old Chuny kid. Oh god. Right. So this episode. So okay, let's talk about this episode as a whole. This was basically an episode where we get to see a lot of characters and their powers. For example, we get to see a glimpse of Juggernaut's power. We also get to know the secret of Mary. We get to see Sid completely defeating Juggernaut, just like he always does. We also, what else? Wait a minute. Yeah, we also get to know about Elizabeth and her situation. Like how she wanted the best for everyone, but it didn't work out that way. And because of this guy, Crimson, who completely made everything go in the wrong direction, things went bad and Elizabeth had to take her life. And now this Mary is like, who was her maid, is on her mission to kill Elizabeth or not let her revive. But Claire is like, no, like let's do something else. Let's defeat the people who are making trouble for us. Like Crimson, let's defeat him. Let's kick his butt instead of you sacrificing your dream. Let's do that. And yeah, like all that stuff. And then also Crimson tries to bring, like bring them, like Elizabeth back, to ultimately Sid coming and just completely just destroying his whole plan, and just and while he was giving his grand speech, in the middle of it he comes and just destroys it. And he just probably wanted to like, what, like I said in the previous video, when a kid gets to know something new, or kind of learns something new, like maybe learns a new word, and they're very excited about it, and they're like, oh, like they try to use that new word every time in a new sentence, any opportunity they can get. That was literally Sid here. He got to know this crazy, like, like Mary gave her this few, like, like lines, and he liked it so much. He was like, yeah, I need to do this. And every place he's going, every character he's defeating, he's just repeating his words. And he probably saw Crimson and he was like, all right, let me do the same thing here as well. And he just comes in, completely destroys this guy's 1,000 years plan, just because he wanted to act cool and kind of, repeat the lines that Mary gave him. And that's what he did. Oh god, another great episode, a funny episode. Okay, another thing, we get to see that Yukime, at the beginning I thought that when Shadow interrupted Yukime and Juggernaut's battle, they were going to fight Shadow, but they don't really fight him at that point. Juggernaut just goes in because his goal was Elizabeth, and so did Yukime. So that, obviously, that was surprising because I thought Shadow was just going to defeat those two over here, but he doesn't really do that. Even though eventually, like, Juggernaut does get defeated by Shadow, but we don't know where Yukime is. She also went in, so I wonder where she is and what she's doing. She's probably on her way or something like that. But let's wait and see. Other than that, I don't know. I'm pretty sure Juggernaut has been defeated, or maybe he'll come back again. Who knows? But we have Shadow. Shadow will take care of it. Yeah, and also in this episode we get to know Claire's uh, fear of her. Since she was possessed, she is fearing for what's going to happen to her in the future, and that is why she's so um like keen on making a good future for Sid, trying to settle the future for him because she thinks that she might die in the future or something, you know, and that's why she's trying her best to make sure that nothing, like, Sid can live his life peacefully from here onwards. Yeah, and not only that, and now she's obviously regretting that she brought him here because she thinks that she has been kidnapped. Um, Also, okay, here's the thing. I just realized something. I didn't really clock it properly. The guy in the end who Crimson was putting that thing in. Remember, they kind of said that they need a sacrifice, and that's why that was the whole misunderstanding. Claire thinks that Sid is the sacrifice, but the person who is there is a person who looks like Sid. It wasn't Sid. So that was the person who was hung there, and like Crimson was going to make that guy a sacrifice to bring Elizabeth back. That's what he was doing, and not Rose, sorry, Claire made the mistake of thinking that his brother is the one who's supposed to be the sacrifice. But we get to see that person. He does kind of look like Sid if you look at him, like his hairstyle and everything. Yeah, so it makes sense why Mary made that mistake of thinking that this guy was actually Sid. Okay, another thing, Rose in this episode. Obviously, we need to remember that Rose doesn't know. For a moment, when Rose got surprised, Rose started as soon as he got to hear that Claire's brother is missing, she kind of went a little bit crazy. I was like, wait, why is she acting like this? Shouldn't she know that Sid and Shadow are the same? And then I realized, wait a minute. Oh yeah, she doesn't know. That's the thing. She doesn't know that Sid and Shadow are the same. Unlike Beta and everyone else who knows about it, and they realize that Claire is making a mistake, Rose actually thinks that, as Claire says, that Sid is missing. Because she doesn't know that Claire, Sid, and Shadow are the same. So that's why she got so concerned over there. She's like, where is Sid? And she kind of immediately comes down when Sid's name comes up. And Beta tells her to keep quiet. And remember in the season 1, in the ending episode, they kind of said something about leave back your past, live a new life. We'll start anew here. You have to forget about everything, everything that shackles you down, or stuff like that. Yeah, obviously she said that she's going to do that, but still now we can see that she's still not able to completely forget her past. She is still being shackled, not shackled, but things that she has decided to give up on. For example, Sid. He is still she hasn't been able to completely forget him, and so things like that. I do wonder if in the future she'll realize that Shadow and Sid are the same, because I feel like the one person who has the biggest possibility of realizing that Shadow is Sid is Rose, because not only Rose knows about the whole situation outside, but she's also inside Shadow Garden. So the fact that she can see both, she knows Sid and Shadow both, I feel like will probably make her realize eventually that Sid and Shadow are the same. The only person who has the person who has the highest probability of realizing that Shadow is Sid, it's Rose, I think. which might happen in the future. We'll see. Okay, so yeah, overall, a great episode with an amazing ending. Let's see what happens in the next one. All right, now I'm going to go talk about this episode scene by scene. Let's begin. So, in the beginning, we get to see this guy, White Devil, I think that was his name. He recounts his past about how he used to like kill people and like just go crazy. And now in front of him, he's seeing Juggernaut and Yukine are fighting, and he knows that both of them are way stronger than him, and he cannot do anything against them. His specialty is bullying the weak. So whenever there's people who is stronger than him, he cannot really bully them. So it's impossible. He keeps his distance. And we also got to see in his past, that he got completely annihilated by Elizabeth, I'm guessing. So yeah, now he is like, he knows his place, and he's like, yeah, I shouldn't really go do stuff like this. So seeing Juggernaut and Yukime, he doesn't really have the power, has the courage to do anything to them. The funny thing here is, as soon as he says that he won't really fight them, I realized that I was like, okay, I can see where this is going to go. Shadow's going to come, he's going to see Shadow and probably not feel anything, and realize that Shadow is weak, and mistake that Shadow is weak, so he'll probably try to go and attack Shadow, and Shadow will completely smack him. I immediately realized this is how this is going to go, and that is exactly what happens. Yukime and Juggernaut are fighting, Shadow comes down, and Juggernaut and Yukime is like, who are you? And he's like, I'm Shadow. At first, obviously, he gives his typical line, the moon is red, the frenzy has begun. That that whole thing he gives. And I love how Yukime and Juggernaut are actually trying to decipher whatever he's trying to say. Juggernaut's like, wait a minute, moon is red? The frenzy has begun? Yeah, that's true, the frenzy has begun. While he's just repeating that. Anyways, when he introduces himself, Juggernaut's like, oh, so you're that guy, and Yukime also kind of knows him. So Juggernaut's like, you know what, whatever, I'll just move forward. So he goes in trying to find Elizabeth, while Yukime also follows. And Yukime thanks Shadow for helping out the girls in the entertainment district, that those girls that he saved. That's why Yukime is like, oh, thanks so much for that, hope we meet again. So yeah. Now after that, those two get in, and, and just like I envisioned, when Shadow was going in, White Devil was like, wait a minute, I'm not feeling anything for him. Oh, he must be weak, let me attack him. And he goes and tries to attack him. Not only does his other hand, but his whole body is just like taken out. And he's like, wait, what? What happened? Who is this guy? Yeah, and that's that. Alright, and then next we get to see Beta is inside a library kind of thing, it's kind of reading the books and everything. And getting to know more about okay, where's that part? Let me read. The source of their power was found in the demon. Okay, no. Oh, wait. She's trying to figure out. I think, wait a minute. Let me read this part. General technology. This was the general technology of the time. We must conclude that the cult's level of technology was extraordinary. Source of their power was found in the demon. That much makes sense. But where could they have possibly found the knowledge necessary to harness that power? Yeah, she's trying to figure out more stuff about the cult of Diablos and all that. And that is their mission. And okay, interesting. So Beta has been given the responsibility of 666 and the other two. I think they were 664 and 665 or something like that. So she's given the responsibility of them. Interestingly, because if you remember, Beta knows Rose. Beta knows Rose and what's her name? I forgot her name. Alexia, I think. Yeah. They were they made the whole trio kind of thing in season 1. So the fact that she knows that this is Rose. The fact that Rose is actually working underneath him is kind of interesting. I wonder if Rose will realize, later on maybe, that Beta's, yeah, she definitely will. I feel I don't know, whatever. let's wait and see. Either way, Claire and Mary comes in, and like Claire, obviously like Beta's like, oh, like anyone who would find us, my order was to just like destroy them, kill them. But I really cannot do that here because it's Claire, Sid's sister, so she cannot like really do anything here. So she's like, oh, Claire Kagano, like she's like, how do you know me? And she's like, oh, you're the winner from the Bushin Festival. Obviously, I know you. And there's others over there as well. So they're like, yeah, we don't really want to fight you guys. So yeah, you know what? You go on your way. We do our job. So yeah, like no need to fight each other. So like they kind of start talking about a few stuff, and Claire asks her. Okay, Claire. Now Beta says a few interesting things. First of all, she says, I was doing research on the possessed for reasons I cannot go into, and for that I'm hoping for a blood sample for the progenitor vampire. Why do progenitor vampires and possessed what do they have in common? Mary asks. Okay, when traced back to the origins, the possessed and the vampires are the same, which kind of makes sense, because they're kind of like in the process of descendancy, the bloodlines change and they split off from one another. Interesting. That is a theory they developed and has become necessary that we study the Blood Queen. And she literally says here, my dear 1,000-year-old rumor, Miss Ancient Vampire Hunter. 1,000 year. As soon as she said that, I was like, okay, so Mary is also a vampire. Because that would make sense, like, yeah. Obviously, Claire has a lot of questions here, but she asks one question to Beta. She's like, is there a way to cure the possessed? Because, like she thinks that she's still possessed or something, and she's going to die or something's going to happen. Obviously, Sid took care of it as far as I can remember. I think Sid himself explained. She took care of Claire's possession as well. So I think she's fine. So yeah. So here she kind of is like, oh, like, my brother is in danger. I have to get my answers here quickly. Then we can go leave and save my brother. As soon as she says that, Rose immediately comes down. And Rose is like, is that true? And Beta immediately like shuts her up, obviously. Yeah. And like I said, like it makes sense because Rose doesn't know that Sid is Shadow. So as soon as she hears Claire talking about her brother, she gets concerned about Sid. Because she doesn't know that Sid is Shadow. That's why she's, so concerned. And yeah. So later on, like when they leave, Beta's like 666. This isn't, like that wasn't okay. Like you are supposed to have given up everything from your past. So yeah, don't do this again. And in the end, she's like, oh, babysitting job. That's also, yeah. Okay. So then after that, we get to see Mary and Claire fighting and like moving forward. And Claire asks a few questions to her, and she's like, don't pry into my whole situation because I also know you have a few situations about, since you're asking about the possessed, you don't ask me about mine, I don't ask you about yours. So while they were having this conversation, in comes Juggernaut. And yeah, Juggernaut's just fighting the strongest people in this tower, just defeating them. And Claire and Mary obviously, like, what can I say? Like, they're smart. They realize they shouldn't really go in front of him. So they're keeping, like, in the shadows, in the darkness, they're keeping themselves hidden. Obviously, it doesn't work. Juggernaut realizes they're there, goes and punches Claire, and then completely cuts, Mary. So yeah, things starts going in a bad direction. Obviously, Mary's like, give me your blood, and just kisses Claire to get, like since she was punched here, the blood was falling. So she literally lapped up the blood in her mouth. And not only that, like for a moment, I'm guessing she could have probably like bitten her neck or something, but I think she probably didn't want to do that or something like that. So that's why she decided to lap up the blood that's already flowing from her mouth. And that's what she did. Claire just gets embarrassed. It's like, what the hell was that? What are you doing? But anyways, she got the blood and she is, like she starts showing her power. And yeah, but even though they're doing that, she's way more stronger than before. Juggernaut is a completely different league. So Juggernaut comes and was almost going to kill Claire, and yeah, not Sid, but Shadow comes in, steps on his sword, and completely grabs him and just like like just no, I think he punches him. Yeah, he punches him, doesn't he? Wait a minute. Yeah, he punches him, and I love this part where he literally makes 2 to 3 rotations like this, this. He rotates 3 to 4 times mid-air before he falls. And he's like, Shadow, how dare you? Because obviously I think like he thought that they were like non-aggression, like kind of like thing. Yukume didn't attack Shadow. Shadow didn't attack anyone. Juggernaut also didn't attack Shadow. That is fine. So now that Shadow like punched him, he's like, Shadow, how dare you? Like yeah. And then Shadow comes down, and Shadow is like, the moon is red. Frenzy has begun. And he leaves. Yeah. Okay, so after that, Mary's like, all right, you know what? I need to tell you everything now. So she says, like, gives her story and says how way back, like vampires completely, like, like just killed all humans, and was like a reign of terror. But then humans realized what to do against vampire. They got everything. They got more power. They started killing vampires one after the other. And yeah, most of the vampires race almost died off, but a few of them decided to kind of blend in the human society, started living normal lives, and since they gave up drinking blood, they started being able to go out in the sun again. And yeah, little by little they became human beings, and they became like they started liking this way of lifestyle. And yeah, only Elizabeth was the one who wasn't able to become like them, because obviously it makes sense. She's like the progenitor or something, like one of the higher ups. Her power would be way more than everyone. So just like how everyone else would be able to adapt to the sunlight and everything, she won't be able to do that, because her inside her the vampire like intensity is way more. Like she's a way stronger vampire than the others, so her vampire powers are way more. She cannot really become like the others and try to adapt. So she still kept like that. She didn't really drink blood, but she never was able to come out in the sunlight. And Mary was her maid, and they lived a happy life. But then comes in the red moon. It comes once every 1,000 years, and that's when everyone went into a frenzy. And Crimson, taking this opportunity, gave blood to Elizabeth, and Elizabeth went crazy, went in a frenzy. 3 days of complete killing. She killed everyone. And in the end, after and she kind of explains how she Mary lapped up blood of the people who died to survive herself. And then after that, after realizing what Elizabeth has done, she decides to completely kill herself. But since she's a strong vampire, she cannot really kill herself and becomes ashes, and you cannot completely kill her. So she decides to kind of keep herself in a pseudo slumber state, puts everything in her, like the sword and everything, pierces her heart, and tells Mary to keep an eye on her. Oh no, she doesn't really tell Mary. I think Mary herself decided, yeah, to keep an eye on her. But then in comes Crimson, and Crimson's plan begins. The 1,000-year plan of, once the night, a red moon comes back again, he's going to revive Elizabeth, and he's going to rule the world along with Elizabeth and all that stuff, yeah. So that was his plan. Obviously, that's why he killed, or at least attempted, because vampires cannot really be killed like that. So he cut off Mary's head, spared her, and he was like, yeah, let me wait for 1,000 years. And yeah, 1,000 years have passed, and now today is the day of the red moon. So that is the his plan is underway now. And okay, one thing, the red thing, Doesn't that like isn't that one of those Diablos, like like that thing in season one? You know, we saw that. I forgot the term that they used for it. It's one of that, isn't it? I think so. Which I guess it kind of makes sense because like just a few moments ago, Beta kind of compared the possessed with vampires as to how they branched off, which would make sense why this thing is here. I guess since if it's like they kind of branched off, the possessed and vampires are kind of the same. But anyways, so yeah, Mary gave the explanation. Mary's like, yeah, that's why I'm here to stop before this, like like undergoes. And Claire also gives her situation to him. Her, she says that I was possessed. I'm fearful of my death. I feel like I'm going to die, and I might actually die. So I want to make sure my brother lives a happy life, and that's why I brought him here, to give him a good, like like a good occupation, and like make something for him, like just make sure he settles down as a human being, as a person. But now I'm ended up, like he ended up getting kidnapped. Okay, this scene, it's has Kel become a ghoul? I think so. Oh my god. Or was it Poe? I forgot. I mixed those two names up. Okay, I don't know what the hell is going on. Yeah, and Claire is like, I don't want it to end this way, so since our situation is kind of the same, I hope that you also don't give up. The bad person is Crimson here. Let's beat him up. Let's kick his butt, you know, and let us take everything back in our hands again. Like you don't need to sacrifice your own thing. And yeah, you can see that Claire kind of sympathizes with Rose here because, like I said, her situation and Rose's situation are kind of the same if you think about it a lot. Like both of them want something, but they weren't able to get it, and they're like fearful of what's going to happen from in the future. And like Claire still has hope that everything will be okay. So like so Mary's situation, she's like, don't give up. Like I'm not giving up in my whole situation. I know I might be possessed, I might die in the future, but I'm not giving up. So why should you? Yeah. Okay. Now while all of these things are happening, all these very nice like things, Sid is on his way to the treasury to get some funds, and he's like, all right, these are some really good stuff here. There is what was the name? Wait a minute. He literally says like, oh, was that my sister? It must be. It must have been my sister. She's here on her own responsibility. Whatever, she can take care of herself. While Claire is literally here because she thinks that Sid has been kidnapped. Good God. Anyways, he's like, oh, Panko, famous painting, Slumber Arts. Wow, Panko, great. Obviously, that's Van Gogh. I love how they like change everything. Like in the real world. From I remember in episode season 1 as well. All the like Cinderella and what else, like the Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. All these like these things. They have like an interesting counterpart over here. Like Beta literally started writing them so that when Sid told him her the stories, you remember that where she wrote the stories with the different names. That's literally the same thing here. Van Gogh and Panko. Oh god. And then there's a lot of other stuff as well. And he's like, yeah, you know what? I cannot really just carry these. So let me just take the coins. And okay, I need to read this part. I think he kind of gives us the valuation. Okay, one coin the size of a 500 yen piece is worth 100,000 zenny. That's a lot. And he's like, all right, what I'm going to do here is just like how Epsilon slimes her, slimes her chest. I'm going to do the same here. I'm going to put slime. Where is it? Just like how Epsilon pads her chest with slime, I will pad my slime with coin. Wow, that's brilliant. And he's like, yeah, this is how I'm going to earn a lot of money. And she's like, okay, now that all of this is gone, What should I do from here onwards? I've been showing up fashionably late a lot recently, starting to get old. I gotta change it up sometimes. Okay. Operation start the lost boss battle before the named characters show up, so they'll see it and be all, whoa, what an intense battle. There's no way we can fight like that. Wait, just a minute. Let me read it again. Start the large boss battle before the named characters show up. Okay, so they'll see it and be all, whoa, what an intense battle. There's no way we can fight like that. Ah, okay, I see. And he kind of did that, I guess, by the end of it. He just defeats. Oh god. Anyways, now next we get to see Crimson is here, and he's like, yes, let us paint the world in blood once more. And he has that thing, and he puts, the sacrifices there hung up. The sacrifice who is supposed to be Sid, according to Claire and Mary. They made that mistake, and they think Sid has been kidnapped, but that's obviously not Sid. That's someone who looks like Sid. On this night so befitting us, now return to life, my dearly beloved, and let us bind together ourselves in matrimony. And Sid comes in and just does the whole atomic. Bam! Atomic. Over. Everything's over. Crimson is dead, I'm pretty sure. Don't know what the hell happened there. And yeah, it is like the hour of awakening is near. And he's like, wait a minute. Is it really near? There is little time remaining. Little time. It's just a little time, right? And yeah. So there you go. Sid does it perfect. Like he said, Sid is like, yeah, you know what? I've been coming in fashionably late nowadays for the boss battles. Maybe I should change it up. Oh, what should I do this time? Just defeat the boss before they are even able to do whatever they're planning to do. Up until now it was late, and now it was too early. Yeah, so there you go. So that was it. That was my reaction to episode number 2 of Eminence in Shadow Season 2. Yeah, that was great. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, or you haven't subscribed, comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. And that is it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next week with another episode of Eminence in Shadow. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.